Guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm here with my plan with me in my rings personal wide size for the week beginning the 11th of December. I'm trying out a new layout for this week. I'm going to use the week on 4 pages from Annie Plans Printables instead of daily pages. And I'm using this kit from Oh Hello Michelle, which is called Waiting on Santa. So I decided to change my inserts because I realised that I was putting the same information in my traveller's notebook as I was in my rings because I was back planning, so recording Happy Mail and things, and I don't need that in my rings. This is more of an everyday carry, so I'm just going to use very little information in it. So I put the bottom washi down at the bottom of that first page and I could not find my hole punch, so I had to use scissors to snip this section out, which made it a bit messy, but I will go and find my hole punch at some point. So the washi fits really nicely at the bottom, and I'm using the this week section as a sort of sidebar, but I'm trying not to fill it up too much. I want to fill up every column, but not with back planning, if that makes sense, or not with tracking. I am going to do a separate video on what each planner is for and how I use it, but I am changing some of the things up. So I'm putting down this week tracker because I will be putting our dinners on the left hand side that we intend to have each day, and I did use one little tracker because I'm on a no spend for this week and probably next week and all the way till Christmas to, well, a no planner spend to help me with Christmas present spending. So I did put this down and I just put a little asterisk and wrote no spend. So now I'm trying to decide how I want to lay out each day. I want to use the full boxes, I want to use the little things, but I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. So I used little things to mark down regular occurrences, like my son's nursery I wrote down. This planner is going to be my on-the-go planner, so I want to be able to look at it and know what I'm doing each day. But I don't need to record information like Happy Mail and stuff. So I'm trying to fill up the whole column and make it like a no white space spread, and to be honest, I'm really liking it. So I did use a half box for my son's school show, and then I just put this full box underneath to sort of cover up the white. I am really going for no white space in this spread. So because I'm going out in the evening on the Monday, I knew that my to-do list wouldn't be very long. So I trimmed down one of the to-do lists and just worked out what would fit in that little space there. So I can just fit in 3 little hearts, and that's probably more than enough for that day. So moving on to Tuesday, I already have a regular appointment in there, and then my son's also getting a haircut, so I just used a skinny appointment sticker for that. And then another full box. I did try and see what looked nice next to each other, like there was a red one on Monday, so I didn't use a red one for Tuesday, but honestly, this kit's so cute, all of it goes together. So I used a full checklist because I am going to be at home all day and the evening, so I know I got more time to get stuff done. And on the Wednesday, I used a half box again. This time it was to record the fact that I'm getting an IKEA delivery that day. Probably didn't need a whole half box for that, but that's what I'm waiting for that day and excited about. Again, full checklist and a full box underneath that. Moving on to the next 2 pages, and let's see if you can spot my mistake here, which I didn't spot straight away. Yeah, put to-do headers down when I meant to put today headers. So I peeled them up. They peeled up, but I don't think they're going to stick down very well again. But I've changed those for today headers instead. I put the weekend banner down. It's slightly out of line and that does annoy me a little bit, so I'm sorry if it annoys anyone else. I used a half box on the Thursday because it's a regular thing that we go to, but it's the Christmas party and I wanted to mark that that was a bit more special. And on the Friday, my son goes to nursery and my daughter goes to creche, so I used a little bits for each of those. actually wrote the time down wrong for my son's nursery, so I swapped it for another little bits and changed it to the correct time. Then I just put some full boxes down. I again tried not to use the same colour right next to each other, and I think it came out really well. I used a half box here on the Friday as well. Me and my husband are having a date night, and we don't do that very often, but we're going to see Star Wars, so I wanted to use one of these Star Wars stickers from Fantasy Design stores. So I marked that down there and used a little love heart icon as well. Then I decided to use an ombre checklist box. I sort of forgot I had those, to be honest, in the first 2 pages. So I used that for my to-dos on the Thursday. And on the Friday they wouldn't fit because I hadn't left myself enough room. So I just trimmed a checklist again and used that instead. And on the Saturday I have a nail appointment, so I used one of these stickers, also from Oh Hello Michelle, to mark that down. And then I just put a full box underneath, and I put the last full box on the Sunday, and I just put it down at the bottom just to sort of break up that 2 days. Then I did manage to get one of those to-do stickers to stick back down again, and I used an ombre checklist for that. I couldn't get the other one to stick, so I decided just to leave it because I wasn't sure what was happening anyway that day. I did use a little washi strip to finish off the Saturday as well, and then I'm just having a look to see what I have left from the kit, which isn't a huge amount, to be honest, considering it's such a small amount of space to work with. I did fill out the one meal that I knew for sure. That is my completed week. I think I'm gonna like this week on 4 pages, but we will wait and see. I will link all the shops I've mentioned down below, and as always guys, thanks for watching. Bye!